ha nti na me ni no obi kapa and I am a boss me amenia Ajay Muhammad Suwa the tree ye papa ti tree che obia owiase obo so ka kwa manaka and na mane ye de no ojafo makwa ba
ejinsu
ibi aboko
nyame adomu
ai yes ayi na me say upompo tree ni de he say me nya Africa kra me kono ho na me ko che ni tree ni ka san nche bia me beti anwunkuro kuo bi anwom ne yebeto aka ho bi ai
sisi me bomode
o bomode so obo all right eyan kwani ahwe ora amoyate so far yenim se obetifi mantemu na dana ajeman prempe sisi akasa ni nadu mpanyifo ni nyina betuma akasa wo wo obetifi mantemu se de su na tone ne mahodo siasa obetuma ye brief update e wo se the whole situation city say.
Okay, Mindika Enchia Director General Honorable Nana Rekajiman Prempe ono di Operation Thunderbolt in him the 5 northern regions of Ghana. Our boy Juma Senabeya Atoyen Chamano Bebrasi or the 5 regions of northern Ghana. Then that before Nina Jumadia Omoye to mitigate flood situations. That way Omo show you TV na Obo. It's only the Atopa or northern region, northeast. I mean all the 5 regions of the north, upper western Essex here. It's only to Hobebre, North Tamale, it's only to Savannah, ato northeast, ato now upper eastern ato. Now, I say farmlands. That is. I can say farmlands.
Be
Grofufu na dia say na a block akwan. But not money other agencies 48 engineers, marine police na there hosa ye boa ma ano bebrase na man for etimi go about their normal day-to-day activities. But reports na menchemu say northeast see nipa 9 natural monko no eye no kre me busuafo nyina ya akọ. But mpese mi chirem kakra isu na to to brim na ewo no it is sabe obi wu sabria na no just flats na ekunu it is a case is sabria flats ekunu krofo na say people are not learning anything
it is nipa nkron enye nsu na yiri fa wo
dabi
na de na ekunu wo ma ye de ya hye na nipa na ye
nipa na listen wa ha miensa aye thunder ni lightning
se su nto no
apra
na ne anyiramtwa aye no
na ekun omo na benu so omkosi ni oma obi wie no ewo riverside omi wie no omkodware nsuo no na nsuo no fa omo iti obi na osi ni oma around let's just say there was no flood probably the nsuo cry nto na omkosi ni oma na others they were crossing which is a normal activity omo crossing rivers. And then the boat capsized. No more drowning. It is soon as you na kasano. And shada mimobi. Ebanisha denkwa. No, omo we wunsu bi or a day not a dino. In sooner to an asena a week. Ne buegu omoso. And no mushroom omonkwa. The yen soon in injury a funny pa. Among mushroom omonkwa.
Okay, say to me can say so yire ekum pankono.
Yes, but you can say accurate. But sad brain mono nipan kron ashro monko.
Okay. Nadmo. Yenem sam yeku a atorenchen brema boafo. Ye kan sakora na ye sade ne ba na moboa. Na yenhwe modwuma bo yankasa ne say asam no mobbo atorenchen mo ho ban. Niye mkramo besi ano bobo hu dawuro
yebo hu dawuro
hana banso a
ya acheche ama for sene be ya wombo tu anamo sene be because sene na oka no isu na beto no ye ni sutumi aye be stop no ti kan isu ne de beto it ya cheche ama for the way say omo tu anamo sene be ya isu no to na isu yiri be kra na obi abetimi ade no
mo otumi ase ebia obi asidan obabi a enya bibi so sia mutum bubugu mu ni
satimi embubu obi dan se hu bibi sa ye di asem edan bia e wa assembly nti any assembly for na be din kita ho ya chom say edan we ahase nso na fa di wo mo na behwe say nipa no permit osini ye we nsini ye then a final decision will be taken nti most di no I want to assembly
mate me sheda na me bisa assembly ne san say me san bisa questions how do be dia fa na nti ma me communia Mohammed Ajeso ho honorable ye hwe Greater Accra House ye hunu say say so ye to kakra yi ye hunu bakomienu miensa bia me ahodo bia yiri and ye tetete sa afi wo hwe nso bitumi aka say enhye dan to bebre sa de ba wo hwe se the rate at which abribia mu eyiri no afi de no wo hunu ni say
yo me da say me chia your president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ani uti your viewers ni ya
ayahwefo nyina
na since 2017 since Utoa monse nya some heavy flooding Ewonkra then 2018 and even as a result I who say nipa kra ombewu ye but the interventions now the central government together with the local assemblies omo aye that has reduced significantly the impact of flooding Ewonkra. The whole of last year yenya any serious flooding Ewonkra. This year we haven't experienced any serious flooding Ewonkra. You know yeyi ewo TV so you know sometimes in so toa some of the issues are because of the road na no road na the way na no gutter na ewo in between the two roads now very 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 small inti in so to bibria na emma sa gutter no
volume no to be contained
so ebetimi ewo hot is like 5-10 minutes then it will go. These ones are like what we call stagnant water and you're flooding into this, you know, some of these areas.
Telecom University,
of course, any me haya na minyako kla every MTTD commander nusu hot say ensure what we'll be doing around that side. Into some of these issues are, but I'm just saying, sir, last year and this year we haven't experienced any serious flooding in Accra.
Is it because in Swansea?
No. We call the data from the meteorological agency or in so the way a ton, the amount or the volume of water nearby and the speed at which it comes out, we call it about 700 milliliters. You know, that's the same in Soneto every year. So you ask yourself, what has changed? Is there any improvement? Certainly there's some improvement, and I also want to list some few areas now. One of the major things now President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is the dredging of the Korle Lagoon. Since 2017, the contractors had been on site and omu yimu debia. Sisia uko Korle Lagoon ha ubehu nso. 2017-2018 uhu nso ufa Korle Lagoon ha ubehu only either sand or dollar ewo Korle Lagoon. Sisia ubehu nso because nso na eto all the way from a Buri area, a befasa, never before Beko Mpuano, and before Beko Mpuno, as a on fa Korle Lagoon. In says a Korle Lagoon hair choker, what it means that the water has to find its own course, that it will go to people's homes and houses, especially in Accra. Already Accra a low-lying area. Inti Sama then some major storm drains in many other areas. For instance, Circular. Local circle, Udona garages area ho. Storm drain, Ministry of Works and Housing. Omoye storm drain, Papa ewo ho. Inti se inso tokra, uhun se inso ato ewo that area. That's why you are not seeing the serious flooding. Uko even Ubeche Bilamte circle. That drain, storm drain, it has been done before Mibano. In June 2015, say companies near home ton cars like Nissan, Gamut, any Peugeot. And then they told me, say, look, since 2015, insurance companies, insurance because say in so toa say omodie and they are the insurance company is say ska ewo and they either want to relocate or what they have supposed to do say embeye sa ade no man inti sa obeche bi lamte interchange na ye that for me is not the main issue, but the storm drain and that's why you don't see any flooding obeche bi lamte area na be cross ekosan area no STC area no be, and that is very, very important. I'm mentioning this because these are flood prone areas and through His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, we are tackling these issues one by one.
You know, we are if we didn't trade good na ye hwe bi.
Yeah.
One say emiahodo bi hwe han we say emiahodo bi wo ho a on say hwe sad gata yi say wo ho yi. One say ebubu ni nyina ebubu. Enti say enso no say ne bre pass obeto den pa. Esa say ebubu enti no obviously bia be say friend to me kofana kofa be foforo. Sagate se bubu nyina ne sabin dem enye se ebia ne kira na ebu ye ebu long ago ansana enti as an assembly no e de na mo ne contractor no menim se contractor be ye adwuma bi a e wo life span se be se di 10 years 20 years 15 years 10 years enti se any those number of years na e de na abo ye the for sense we say no to mo say wo mo ye ne heda ncha he bia we ye abofu potem go
Adam this one omo ye a chepa enye ne adwuma na ye a chepa na ebubu it's so long time it could 4 times so now enya ye kan ho asem and it has not been fixed. But what I'm just saying is it is government, a part of government plan na na de bia me ka say infrastructure some there enye off the shelf na usi wo kwa akoto ade ewo market aba concrete ejuma. It takes a bit of time and a heavy investment in terms of money in air control. But we have targeted all these areas. And I mean, see, especially the areas now, for instance, Uko Kaneshi First Light. Kaneshi Highway, Gotane is about 8 meters. But Ufri Bubwashi area, Uba, Dakuma area, Uba, before we Akarame inside, now be connected to that main drain now and reduce it to 1 meter. So say it's so now a talk then it overflows onto the street, then the whole area floods. Now government has made sure so expanding that drain so also to 8 meters, and so say so to now never into the Korle Lagoon. These are very significant projects that the central government is doing to solve problems of flooding in Accra. And I'm just saying, sir, and then we can't ball a wasem. Because it's part of the issues.
Na in subra gata no ba ku bia ye no won say bottled water empty container plastic containers ni bebre me say edu wa e be say ho am ya no meba ho pa na am for Christ started the message ba about if you some e won kra.
Of course it's part of the problem
na number one muso ya ma call
no problem
yatisu na maybe say yatisu hwe ade ne ba wo aya ne yeta ka sesebe abua piti osi opiti ochina besi bi dan aha sa ha no ba bi na make no but you do one e be poso na fi mo timi ahwe piti ochina me yo aha hwe ha yi pa ma me pa later maybe sa ho nsem
yo
nadmo asam no be se bi besi a ye hye da ntemo nka senso to dia ene no kure ni mika June 3rd ha no ye be pause wo no na me yo ya hwe wasamaka June 3rd dia me hu ye o kwa me kuma cycle no be pem ne no aya na mentumi e ba madwene mu a na ayro waka me bibiasi hawaba ye hu na dbofo bre ye ansa na enu tutwa ye se bibi ye ntemo nka o me de ne we say mo ye na mente de ya menim na me so mente pa de na no hye sase fia me oda bia enti nadmo ma ho keka before nsuo beto before disaster bi beba no nifam
nifam is but ana meka no mmra na edi adwuma tumi no ni nyina nkuta na adum adwuma ewo obia ebeye ne bit obia wo bibia wo so ye na ediboa enti for example at the beginning of the year any GMET ewo daily conversation. That's Ghana Meteorological Agency. I almost share you what they know is my outlook for the year. So I feel we don't say this part be now your offices around the country in all the districts where there are major waterways, drainages in front of primary. We do the assessment on the populations around. And then also assess the situation of the drains. What they say, they are silted or they are free. Then we communicate with the agencies. What to me, some would be constructed drains near there. Because we don't have a budget to construct drains. The only thing we can say is, I say quite, but I'm say AC, quite, AC. The motion ayesa nsuo beiri e de how baba the agencies na almost all you omodwuma say make sure say drains na de no we pass on the information, so that is how far we can go. Ye ntimi enkoje ye need to me na ye de say adwuma no, and then we all know some of the challenges of all these agencies. It the end say nipa na e wo sa area ho no e na e ma omo nchechire nsuo no beto a ye say who say nsuo ba let's in fact I would road nsuo na mba ofia. It is always better to stay indoors rather than to go outside. Who are inside those say nsuo no ba with them a na rise here there were hotlines call for emergency response na YMBU. Do we do all these things because it is somebody's responsibility so they create drains.
Asemo kan me de pa say you obi adwuma ne say obehwe na momo de muhunu na mabokoko muhunu na matia the appropriate authorities and say justice na so say ade wo na yeye hu e bi betumi de ha aba betumi aba wonu say man for bom na do force bo pa say na do for ye hu mu an say any asam no ba na mudim ka gidigidi na mo ba
so kwa wo me say at this stage na any agencies in dingita hono it is not in the public space
anything I may be can say
assembly see obi ani wo
and no thing I may be say samu say ayi Matthew for ka kire mo se bia enso ne beto ahabeyiri ebeyese na sa mo ni agencies bo agencies na mane na so mo anya o madwuma na so ha na ba ande tire mo mama nsan mo say e kan na o mantie
it's not one you don't know me to conclude say o mo anya o madwuma
na so mo yanka bia ka wanyiri
me to conclude
so o mo anya o behu
entina make us say apart from that your bo amount for koko omo area ho your bo omo koko munyese ni sa amount for tie so koko bo no amount for tie na omo di adwuma we feel say and we feel so omo tie it this time so say nsuo no dey yire o so first na kan nsuo yire na fani pa na de no bo hwe no ano ekofo
ti sa amount for tie na mo agency sin na ntie mu ana
me ntimi conclude so mu ntie but ye ka kire o
mo ka kire o mo na mo ka kire o mo ko back or say de mo kan no ma ya na
yeah, bomb.
I just want to support and probably add a bit of the Orkano. Nadbumranu asasa kakra, and Cecia, it's almost a decentralized body. Now every district is supposed to have a disaster risk management committee, chaired by the chief executive. So every district, municipal or metropolitan chief executive is the chairman of the disaster management, and in Nadbu ni na ewo hono also or secretary to the committee, together with the police, the fire, and then all the security agencies now. So every district what we call a disaster management committee. They are supposed to be we are supposed to be meeting regularly to take report and take action on some of these things. Number two, Nadbu Ejumanusu Cecia, it's more of preventive, more proactive to educate people and to go to other areas now, because you don't wait till disaster beba before no. But sometimes the media is also not interested. Because the media will be interested in the negative news.
So, negative news.
For me, I'm just trying to, and I'm taking advantage to also explain to the general public about the functions of NADMO.
NADMO for baby Gina, Abia or Donna, baby, baby and suit a year. That's almost one a bon de wuru, to a month for a church a month for Combe Faso, a TV for Mumana Mumei, and a piece of for despite me, the Mumana Boy and the Mohu de Wura.
So I'm explaining something to you, and then come and zero into my area. Some of the things now almost way before this rain setting, because and is just about the rains. Sometimes even about fire and some other disasters. Now so into all these issues are rounds, and they help in doing some of these things in every district. And not most staff no omodo super in almost every district but they can't say omo staff for, but sometimes also is about capacity to even handle some of these issues at the local level. And no thing now sometimes as a capacity then the region will come in. So regions will need capacity, then the national will come in because of the gravity of the situation in the world. NADMO as an institution is very, very important, and they are supposed to be more proactive in some of these things. I said every chief executive is supposed to be the chairman of the disaster management.
So you are chairman,
of course,
Mr. Chairman. Areas I would be on my church, I must say, in so tired, Hobe, Mr. Chairman, my young Juma, what take action be? I must say, no, to make a samba from. Secondly, I'm not for ye fee. I want can happen. I can see to me, can so tired. Yanimu here, traffic light as animal here. Says I would do one so thought you do her. What to say, I wire teacher. And I will until I'm yet at all. Omo no in common a church and baby a disaster bit to me about. Omo chire mono and amobana mutu ye na fe dey finance.
So we do what we call a disaster mapping. Baby a year prone to disaster. Baby a na say say if you are, so we are talking about in so let's limit ourselves into so say be a now say flood beba. And that's why I started mentioning to you certain areas and the interventions that has been done over there. Because Uba in this country, what I've realized here, you pekasa bebre, any quick wins. But if you are patient enough, you will be able to solve some of these problems very quietly. And I'm saying 2017, 2018, you say, it's so better. Even ministers, big men call you. It's so better. Now, what is going to happen? Even yesterday, it's so better. Who said nipa baby a coffee? By the time now it's so little you are nipa because the experience in this country is that saying so better there will be some problems in your area. But I can assure you, sir, in Accra we have taken adequate steps to solve some of these problems. It doesn't mean that all the problems have been solved. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, sir, in terms of infrastructure, by providing drains, storm drains in Accra to accommodate a lot of the water. The Korle Lagoon also, take in Sunu before Sunu into the sea. That is being done aggressively, and that is why you are not seeing the flood in Accra. It is not because the rain is low. Go and check the records. In Sunu, but just because some of these interventions now and flooding last year and flooding this year, it doesn't mean that there won't be flooding, because India is so tough for continuously for the next 4 days. Certainly you will see something. One of the challenges now who says before my Bola Accra is increasingly becoming what we call a concrete jungle. Bibia ubefa na the cement, and if you have a city like this, now your cementi bibia in so toa a bedwani na edwania a beko fa kupe na a beyetu. And that is one of the challenge we are also being confronted with in Accra. And that's why we are promoting tree planting and greening in all open spaces in the city of Accra. Number 2, just today in the city of New York and many states in America, as a result of heavy rainfall, there has been a flood, and that has also caused the lives of 50 people in the almighty New York and as a city, and then the country as the United States of America. We also have to be mindful, the climate has changed, and we are feeling its impact in Accra as well. Then we'll come back to the area of sanitation. Sanitation, we are addressing sanitation on 3 levels. 1, enforcement; 2, education; and 3, by providing infrastructure. And I'll take one by one to address it. Okay. So in terms of enforcement, there, even yesterday, we went round, we're doing enforcement. We even have a program with multimedia that every Wednesday they go to other areas to make sure we name and shame, because make sure the cameras will capture you doing the act, and just name and shame. Apart from the fact, the enforcement, and then the public education. Yes, there was 6 vans. Now echo runs almost every day to public education. 6 vans. Now there be echo runs. And sometimes that vaccination now. Announcement on COVID-19 vaccination, so that nipa be vaccine on. But the focus is all on education, on sanitation, then infrastructure. About sanitation, one of the challenges about sanitation in Accra was the fact that the infrastructure near even the final destination. Now the ball be club now I am boom. We have closed even boom. In Sumia, so you call Adipa is in the eastern region. So your farm ball are Africa, you call eastern region. That be call eastern region aba. So these were some practical challenges that we were confronted with. But in city management of waste, how do you create some islands? Not if waste no fear, who the because island no in transfer station no number ye ejumano no or the across that long distance no, so that we will not complain about going to the long distance, and then the aboboya fonsu no omu ye ejumasu ewoka nka they also have a shorter distance, so that they will not drive on the motorway, not on the ball abeko motorway na kokosi of you. As I speak to you now, aboboya afra na omu ye ejuma kula so na ball na mu fa kula e does to change those big trucks kula na omu ye ejuma no. Today Achimota has a transfer station, and a transfer station that has a capacity of 1,000 tons per day. Then Aricop, a recycling plant that has a capacity of 400 tons per day. There's another one also attaching, and before now buy, also our capacity of 1,000 tons per day. In the whole of Accra, waste generated is about 5,000 tons per day. So all these
2,400 tons.
Yeah, the whole of Accra 5,000.
And now these three
2,400. So that has
2,600.
That has reduced significantly the amount of waste na eco landfill site straight away, because so long distance ukoba and sometimes refuse for the since last year, early this year, you don't see any heap of refuse anywhere in Accra. Now, TV there occurrence no negativity now on you. I don't have a problem, but I'm just saying, sir, in terms of sanitation, the heaps of refuse not the that is a thing of the past.
It's a heap, but in so torn no,
I'm just so we are taking it one by one. You see, time now. First, now who say there is a heap of refuse here, heap of refuse here. Is it a thing of the past? And refuse now, refuse. And now, baby, also unanti roadside. Now, the baller got instead of the best roadside bin. Last year, Minister of Sanitation provided roadside bins all over. And then nipa every fear now offer roadside offer ni fear baller not the measure. How do you police everybody like that?
Who can say be about name and shame?
Yes.
menim say ye de bibi ye de nam ne yi nam ye hia sika ne de anyama bi nanso ye betumi afa obi subambone so anya sika e de asiesie ade mo nipa no subambone no so asesa enti adentina wo de mabi sasa kwahye no pa say adentina AMA yetumi fa workers sanitation workers staff bebre said nsamansama no sometimes ombe onam ne baby so betumi akuta ne phone kura oya kpere no wetwa oya kpere no wetwa oya kpere no wetwa down the day no mo be capture sa nipa e call rounds buy no mo be kan nyina bom no obi and report about we na me hu we na me hu wa ha it based on that no ye betumi ayi nipa na nimu kura akoto portion of newspaper ya publish as me say na wo ye ye chu nipa na say 20 cities na baji 30 cities na baji 40 cities na baji 50 cities na baji ya na ye dia support assembly na djuma na onipa ko no yes ano so no na nimu aguas next time no one yes.
So let me explain to you. In terms of our staff and the work that we are, they do some of these things, sir. But you see, it's the attitude of us as citizens. In 2018, there are 2 WhatsApp lines, hotlines, and I some publicity who say, baby, how do anything now? Take a picture of it, send it to the WhatsApp page, and then write something about it. Do you know what people started sending? It was so discouraging. You know, people started all kinds of, things you can't even say on TV. So you have to make sure, say, okay, let's withdraw and let's make sure, say, I mean, even the hotlines that you have, your 911 hotlines and the 18555, so people do all kinds of prank calls, and I think it's just about attitude. I'm just talking about the attitude of Ghanaians, So some of this is and yet to say like, people are not doing it. But I think, sir, we also have to be conscious of telling the people of this country that what community be na fear is a reflection of your attitude.
Member also person say nipa nti na yemra. Aso ode nti na koto wo. Enti no say nipa ne animra no so a enti me ba na bisa say some otumi mo ko say dan si baby na say dan baby esi no enye baby esi odi si a mo bo appropriate authorities and say agencies na mane say ye hu dan we wa ha say mo hwe na mo say mo ye national disaster management etiri say mo hu no baby sa na say bia mo ko bo appropriate agencies na mane na so man take action mo aka be na ye hu
sir yam broadcaster na
say mo ye hu say because say be na me di kan kan ye so bo ni nyina e bo mu enso bia na munnim ho hwe kra menim say there was a time na prepare kra ka say be say o me hwe kwa say o mo sisi dan wo bia nso fa bia no safo ni nyina dan ye be dwiri ni nyina gu sanitation minister e kan che say obi aka me yokra menim say ono so aka bi
oh ye be dwiri there it is the way to go but emra ho you have to follow a certain
emra no
to me dwiri gu as me dwiri gu. There are laws because a dino said I'm springing up some mushroom. It's over a long period of time. There are procedures as I would use now would dealing with the situation. No kubu debi. We understand so.
It's a betwayama. Emra wo honti 10 years and emra ho 15 years emra ho 20 years and emra ho ade no so say na say bia nipa bako peso benti no about 1 million people are suffering sane be no
see you can't do anything outside
the law
that you operate or you yourself know will be your problem and so you have to make sure you do things within the confines of the law that establishes your agency.
Okay enti nadmo for say no fisabre ya ko mo ho boate sai
boy in terms of
how be baba na mbesia no mo be boa
you see 24/7 we are ready to say we come from the beginning but Director General because of what is happening in the north we are here what is up but you see most of the time no public perception say once in Suato as flood waters people are expecting NADMO come and give us relief items. that is not how we do it. It is based on our assessment of the situation. And if we realize that there is the need to support people with relief, then we determine what kind of relief is appropriate under the circumstances. And then based on the levels to which somebody has been affected and how vulnerable the person is and how resilient the person can be, they determine the edema. Yes, and so to a besia conti now. Most of the time, people think NAGBO's readiness is in piling relief items for sharing. Yes, we always have a stock of relief items, but we use it when there's the need to use it. Yes, and so to now, what you relief items.
Mayor, Bekwana. In summer, a face Greater Accra, a dorsal. Nipa dorsal, Nipa dorsal. It's a Accra congested. If he and so a system no more kakra fine. Maybe sasa question about one more. A stress radie na nam kwa ho. E gugu stress radie say omu ye ni je for mali fu say hifu omu gu ho a. One more stress radie sa no. Mo mra makwan say omu ni bibi sa.
Okay, so I just want to say, sir, in fighting disaster now sometimes about every year it takes a bit of time, and by providing the infrastructure now you're going the same way on issues of sanitation. For a long time I went off the radar that I wasn't talking about issues of sanitation, just to focus on delivery on the president mandate. And that's why I'm confidently tell you, said now the BR now we say heaps of refuse now in town. It's no more that issue, but there are some scattered refuse, small one for banner. And then the element now what the bumper nipa. By calculation, every human being now a crown, it generates 0.72 kilograms of waste per day. Every human being, who me anybody, it generates 0.72 kilograms per waste per day. And then how to dispose of is kind of problem. Now, in fact, I saw it during the lockdown last year. And I experienced real homelessness in this country. Don't only target foreign nationals now begging. No. It's a major problem in this country, and especially in Accra, on issues of housing that we have to be dealing with. Because sometimes but when, because there was lockdown, you are supposed to be in the lockdown. That is where I saw real homelessness in Accra. I think that maybe in any another opportunity, we can talk about issues of homelessness and housing in Accra and how to deal with it. It's a very essential topic now what we see, and how to deal with it, because they are part of the problems in Accra. But you see, shelter also a right. Is one of the rights that a citizen of a country is supposed to enjoy, like water, is same as shelter. So these are very important things, and so where will people stay? Where will people stay in Accra? Those who move back because people come like the beer move Kabuchina unim the beer, unim so bank crabia, hustle kakra ufama, that's your life or your destiny, and then you move away. So as for people coming into Accra, they will keep coming like every other city, because in every other city, people are drifting into the city. By 2050, 70% of the global population will be living in cities. So every city is supposed to prepare for some of these things.
And are you preparing?
That's what we are talking about. And then because we are talking about disaster and sanitation, I just want to tell you, then we can zoom into that particular issue as well. That is what we should be doing, and that you can't compromise on that, because if you compromise on that, at the end of the day, by 2050, in years to come, you will realize, in your city, you are overwhelmed with all manner of issues.
Maybe sanitation, some way the kids will be not yen sorry so.
Okay.
What call a Miahu do to say Lawrence Park? Accra Technical University and some areas we can Bolaguo.
Bolaguo. No. But you see, this is a central business district of Accra. People don't know. People trade there for 24 hours. Go there even at midnight. You will see people now almost the vegetables, foodstuffs, aba. They will sell it by 5 a.m. and omuko. Those omuko to go they will also come around 3 a.m., 4 a.m. By early in the morning they go. If you go around the city right now, as at 10 to 11, you will realize you're proper. Early in the morning, we will come back again to come and sweep for the morning because your midnight and late night business is so na echo. So it's a 24-hour business na echo. Inti sometimes bibi for around a particular time then you want to create that impression. No. I'm telling you in confidence and as a fact, sir. As for provision of logistics for the collection of the refuse in Accra and many parts of Accra, any
problem.
Any problem.
What we see
but since class say would the be amu nanti o kuma dem say not because me TV dey what radio any TV so na so
they can over remember me boy che be se me na me boy na say no what the ebrenity ye dey come twetwe nyina be say na mo no owura yate nadumofo yenim say so far so many fi mantem no north east won say bibia akofom kakra Accra ha no nsu yeto yi no nkrofo ka ho mo boa wo
so far no yenya nsu no sin on Accra flood no can person kasam kakra most of the time no Accra be flood heavier it depending on the rainfall on the mountains honorable Kasem say concrete jungle because of infrastructure development and density in identity you trap all the vegetation it is sooner if it mountain sibano
speed na
first nanka vegetation be hold no but this time the speed e banswa e pra bibia da no kwam bia e pra na the bar bibia ono abel do abedwo na landing the major cause of flooding Accra it has to be holistic. We take your door now. It has to be the entire channel. Because there are some parts of the channel that falls outside the Accra metropolitan area. If you are doing everything right in Accra,
that's a strong to mean
they are not doing things right now. You shouldn't be washing. Every time there will be a lot of Accra you are not doing anything.
Ya brena ya binti ya but ye de besi ha na ya sheda pebre na ma ba ndi mo ba senad bo nkwa ne nba kasa na fe me yon kwan so betena na ye ne tumi di nkomo ese questions no ye bebre pa enti honorable Mohammed Ejesuwa se say no ni din Eje no eyi twidin and she say Muhammad so na akoke Eje dey twidin tin say
enye Eje
I me meka na Eje
atwi Aje enkra
me dey ama waje eti na da wase pi so nya bre e ba na fe Ora Richard Amoyate wono so director of inspectorate NADMO and in common hwe mama ka semi ansama soro so Abwantatia se wona mo ahwe ne ma bibia wo fie mpo a ebedu biribi se obekwa na mena mu eye fie wa mena ne mu nyina bego abonten woni nyansa woni so ne nwira tena enye enti wo a wo hwe me na nadwu ya wo sora wo tu nwira gu ba bibia keke no Bible say kwa Abwantatia nchen ne kusua no ne ho nyansa idi de jakwabra ya kramu adamu nyansa